Welcome to Wednesday Marriage School. By the grace of God, I'll be bringing you just a short class, and I'm glad that you are here to listen and follow what we're going to be doing. By the grace of God, today in our Marriage Academy, I'll be talking about unmet expectation. Unmet expectation. Now, I call this the silent marriage killer. The silent marriage killer. Unmet expectation is the silent marriage killer. Now, something the Bible says in the book of Proverbs chapter 13 verse 12. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 12, the Bible says that hope deferred make the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Hope deferred. When hope is deferred, it makes the heart to go sick. Now, let me, child of God, I've come to discover over the years of therapy with families and couples, I've come to realize that one of the reasons why marriages are breaking down, one of the reasons why people are living in marriage but they are regretting their marital life, is because their expectations are not met. Nobody gets into marriage just for fun. Nobody gets into marriage just because they want to get married. Everybody who gets into marriage go with an expectation. There is a hope, there is a desire. Once the expectations are not met, once the expectation of your spouse is not met, then definitely it's going to kill your marriage silent. Everybody has expectation upon the bride and the groom. If you are a bride, you are getting married, your groom have his expectation concerning your life, his family have their expectation, the society will have their expectation on your marriage, the church will have an expectation, your friends around will have an expectation. Now, between you, the two individuals involved in the marriage, there is an expectation you have from each other. The husband will have a sexual expectation, economic expectation, emotional expectation, psychological expectation, mental expectation. There is an all-encompassing expectation. Now, when you are not careful to understand the expectation of your spouse from your life, the expectation of the society from your marriage, the expectation of the church concerning your relationship, then it's definitely going to kill your relationship. Are we together? Now, let me just point out something quickly as we are going to look into things in details. Reason why expectations are not met and reason why expectation can end your marriage. Number one is because when expectations are unspoken. Now, unspoken expectations can ruin your marriage. Listen to me, child of God. There are many people who have expectations from their spouse and they never communicate their expectations. In premarital counseling, one of the things I help people do is to help them unearth their expectation for their marital destiny. When you are getting into marriage, what were your thoughts? What are your expectations from the person you are getting married to? Why do you choose to marry this person? Why are you getting married in the first place? Why do you want to settle down with the individual that you are trusting God to settle down with? When expectations are not spoken, in most cases, I've discovered that someone says that the longest journey in life is from the heart to the mouth. A lot of people have expectations that they cannot communicate. When expectations are unspoken, they have a way of killing your marriage silently. Number two is when your expectations are unrealistic. Unrealistic expectations have a way of killing your marriage. Because a lot of people are looking at Telemundo and looking at most of these celebrities to be a model for their marriage. So they go into marriage with a lot of unrealistic expectations. Expectations that the spouse don't have the capacity to meet. But you go into marriage with such an expectation. Once your spouse is unable to meet your expectation because they are unrealistic, then definitely you are going to be discouraged. You are going to be regretting marrying the person you are married to. Once your expectations are unrealistic in the marriage, you can never enjoy your marriage. Number three, reason why expectations cannot be met and it's going to kill your marriage: when your expectations are unconscious. When your expectations are unconscious. Now we'll talk about unconscious expectations. There are people that have expectations regarding their marriage, but they are not speaking it because they don't even know it. It is unrealistic because they have not come to terms with the reality of it. So when you meet a counselor and you are preparing for your marriage, or your marriage is going through a struggle, and then you meet a counselor, one of the things that a marriage counselor should help you to do is how can you unearth your unconscious expectations, because expectations that align in your subconscious mind, they have not come into realization. Your mind have not fathomed certain expectations. So once they are not brought into reality, you cannot understand what you're expecting, and because you don't even know what you're expecting from your spouse, you cannot even understand how to communicate it, and they are going to become unrealistic, and they have a way of killing your marriage silently. You a recap of what we just talked about. Unmet expectation is the silent marriage killer. And why will your expectation not be able to meet by your spouse? And why will it kill your marriage? Number one, we said when it is unspoken. Number two, when it is unrealistic. And then number three, when it is unconscious. I am Reverend Hope Dauda Gaina, your counselor. You can connect with me, and then your marriage and relationship is going to have the spark that is desired. God bless you until I come your way again next time.